Good morning, students. Welcome back to History Lecture. Today we are going to start with the new chapter number 4, the freedom struggle of 1857. If we are going to say in history, this freedom struggle of 1857 is very important because it gave inspiration for the freedom struggle in India, and that was the first start of struggle which was started in India. In this chapter, highlights the significance of freedom struggle that took place in 1857 in the freedom movement of India. The struggle of 1857 did not arise suddenly. There was growing discontent in the hearts of the peasants, artisans, farmers, Indian soldiers, and common man due to many economic, political, and social reasons caused by the British government. In previous lecture, we have seen effects of the British rule. There were some bad effects and there were some good effects. Because of the bad effects, there was a growing discontent in the hearts of the common man. Okay, and that is why this struggle has arisen in India. Now, what happened in 1857 struggle and what are the reasons or what are the causes behind that struggle that we are going to study in this lesson. So let's begin. In 1857, a great struggle took place in India which completely shook the British government. This struggle did not arise all of a sudden. Earlier, as well as many such struggles took place in India against the British. So, in 1857, a great struggle took place in India. And this struggle, as I told you, it was not appear sudden. There were many small struggles which took place in India against the government. But this 1857 struggle, it completely shook the British government. The scope of the struggle of 1857 and its background was taken into consideration by V.D. Savarkar in his book The Indian War of Independence 1857. Later, many revolutionaries got inspiration from it to fight against the British. And whatever happened are the important things of this freedom struggle of 1857 were taken into consideration by V.D. Savarkar, and he wrote one book, and the name of the book was The Indian War of Independence in 1857. And this book gave inspiration to many revolutionaries to fight against the Britishers. Now we are going to see what was the situation before the struggle of 1857. Struggle before 1857. At every place where the British rule was established in India, the local people had to bear the ill effects of British government. So wherever the British government was there, so the local people, they have to suffer a lot because of the British rule, because they were giving the bad treatment to the common people. They were harassing the people, and that is why there were ill effects of British government on local people. The Indians started feeling that they are exploited in every strata due to the company's rule. And the Indian people, they started feeling that we are being exploited, we are being harassed in strata or the categories. Like, for example, employment. As we all know, the Britishers were getting the higher position and Indian people were in the lower position. Then also, the farmers were harassed because they were forcing them to plant the cash crops. Also, the artisans, they become jobless. Why they become jobless? Because the Britishers, they started importing the goods from European countries and they were selling those goods in Indian market at very low prices. So it was not possible for Indian artists to match with Britishers. So all those manners, they feel that we are being harassed, we are being exploited in every strata due to the company's rule. This result in increase of discontent against the British rule, and that is why the Indian people, they have become very discontent or dissatisfied with the British rule. Farmers and common people become bankrupt during the company rule. So farmers and the common people, they become the bankrupt when the company rule was there, or when the British rule was there, they become the bankrupt. So the farmers become bankrupt. And why the farmer become bankrupt? Because if any natural calamities arrive, then also the farmer, they have to pay the tax. Even we have seen in the last chapter that the new land revenue policy was started, and according to that the measurement of the land was done, and on that basis of the tax was taken by the British government. So because of that, the farmers were exploited. The farmers become the bankrupt, as they have to pay the tax. That is why they started taking the loans from the saukars or the zamindars. Okay, and because of the natural calamities, their crops did not get the production from the farm, and that is why they were not able to pay the tax to the British government and also the money to the money lender, and that is why they become the bankrupt. As we have seen, the common people also become a bankrupt, as many common people, they lose the job, as many small industries from India, they were shut down. Why shut down? Because the Britishers, they were importing the goods from European countries which were machine made. So that is why the many small industries were shut down. Even they have to pay the tax, and they were not able to pay the tax, and that is why those many small industries were shut down, and many common people, they lose the job, and that is why the common people also become a bankrupt. In 1770, there was a major famine in Bengal provinces, but the British rulers were indifferent and insensitive towards the Indian people. So in the year 1770, there was a famine in Bengal provinces, but the British rulers, they behave indifferent. They were not sensitive towards the Indian people also. So during that time also, the British rulers were not behaving with the Indian people sensitively. From 1763 to 1857, the peasants of Bengal participated in the rebellion led by Sanyasi Fakir. Similarly, revolt took place in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and South India. Umaji Naik also gave a strong fight. He organized the Ramoshis and the local youth to revolt against the British. And because of all those things, there were small revolt were started in every small places. The first one was the peasants of Bengal participate in the rebellion led by Sanyasi Fakir. So the Bengal provinces, the peasants of Bengal, they revolted against the Britishers, and which that revolt or the rebellion was led by Sanyasi Fakir. Similarly, revolt took place in Gujarat provinces, in Rajasthan, Maharashtra and South India also. Umaji Naik, you can see the picture on your screen, or you can go to the page number 15 in your textbook. Umaji Naik also gave a strong fight. He organized Ramoshis and the local youth to revolt against the British. They drew a declaration and appealed to fight against the British and overthrow the government. And what declaration they have drawn? That they are going to fight against the British and they are going to overthrow the British government. And that was their appeal. They inspire people in Pune, Satara, Ahmednagar, Solapur, Nashik, Bhor, etc. And that was their declaration, that was their appeal. What was the appeal? That they are going to overthrow the British government and they are going to fight against the Britishers, and that is why they were inspiring the people in Pune, Satara, Ahmednagar, Solapur, Nashik and Bhor, etc. In 1832, Umaji Naik was arrested and hanged to death in Pune. As he was inspiring the people, he was organizing the people to fight against the Britishers, and that is why he was arrested and hanged to death in Pune. The Indian tribes and forest communities also challenged the British rule. Even the tribal people of India and the forest communities, those who are living in the forest, they also challenged the British rule. Their livelihood was dependent on the forest resources. As we all know, those are living in the forest area. Mostly they are dependent on the forest for their livelihood. The British law put restriction on it, and the Britishers they also put restriction on the forest. Consequently, Bihar, Kollam area of Chota Nagpur, Gonds of Odisha, Santhals of Bihar fought against the British. The Gadkaris from Kolhapur and Fond Sawan from Konkan also challenged the British. Before 1857, some zamindars and royal class from different territories rebelled against the British. Also, the zamindars and the royal means the upper class or the higher class people from different territories, they also rebel against the Britishers, as the Britishers were also harassing them, and that is why they also rebel against the Britishers. Next we are going to see, do you know, Paika rebellion. From medieval times there was a system of Paikas existing in Odisha. So there was a system of Paika in Odisha. The standing army of various independent kings were known as Paika. There was a standing army of various independent kings. Independent states were there and they were having an independent army or the standing army, and that was known as Paika. Rent-free lands were granted to them for cultivation by the king, and the king they used to give them a rent-free land, so they don't have to pay the rent to the king, as they were fighting for the king. And the Paikas earn their livelihood through it. So livelihood they were earning from that land. They were farming over there and they were earning from that land. In return, they were supposed to stand by king's side in case of eruption of war. And if any war situation is going to arrive, then those standing army or the Paikas, they have to stand beside the king and they will fight for the king. And in that they were given the rent fee. In 1803, the English conquered the Odisha, or the British they conquered the Odisha. They took over the hereditary rent-free lands granted to the Paikas. Hereditary means like grandfather had got the land, so my father has got. Now after my father, I will get that land. That is called as a hereditary. So they were having that hereditary rent-free lands, which was granted to the Paikas by the kings. This made the Paikas angry. Why the Paikas become angry? Because the English, they conquered the Odisha, even they took the rent-free land which was under the Paikas. Similarly, common man's life had also become miserable because of rise in the salt price due to tax imposed on it by the British. Even the common man life become very miserable, very bad. Why? Because the Britishers they put tax on the salt also. As we all know, the salt is a natural commodity, and without salt we cannot imagine our food. So the Britishers were very smart. They also put tax on salt also. This resulted in an armed rebellion of Paikas against the British in 1817, and that is why the Paikas armed rebel against the British. So this is very important answer. On page number 20 you can see the exercise which is given on page number 20. Question number 2, the first question they have asked us, explain the following statement with reason. Why the Paikas made armed rebellion against the British? So here is your answer. In 1803, English conquered the Odisha. They took control over the hereditary rent-free lands granted to the Paikas. This made the Paikas angry. And similarly, the man's life had also become miserable because of rise in salt due to tax imposed on it by the British. And this result in an armed rebellion on the Paikas against the British in 1817. And this revolt was led by Bakshi Jaganbandhu Vidyadhar. Now we have seen that is all about the land. The farmers were revolting, the peasants of Bengals were revolting, even the common people, they were revolting against the Britishers, even the tribes, the people those are living in forest, so the forest communities, they were also revolting against the British. So now we are going to move to the army. In the army of East India Company, there was many Indian sipais. They were ill-treated by the company. Their salary and the allowances were very less compared to the British soldiers. In 1806 at Vellore and in 1824 at Barakpur, the revolt took up a fierce form. So, as I told you, not only the farmers, not only the common people were harassed by the Britishers, but even the soldiers were harassed by the British government, as they were getting the ill treatment by the company. Their salary were also very low compared to the British soldiers. Even the allowances like holiday or the working hours facilities. So all those allowances were also very less for the Indian people or the Indian soldiers compared to the British soldiers. And that is why in 1806 at Vellore and 1824 at Barakpur, the revolt took up a fierce form. Fierce means very bad or aggressive form. All these rebellions took place in their respective territories. So all those revolts took place in their respective territories. For example, in the Bengal provinces, in Gujarat provinces, in Maharashtra provinces. So in their territories itself only those revolt took place. They were local in nature and single-handed. So their nature of the revolt was local and it was single-handed. And that is why the British forcibly broke down the revolts. And as I told you, the revolt was there, but the revolt was in that particular territory only, in that particular region only. And it was local in nature and it was handled by the single person. And that is why it was easy for the Britishers to break down the revolt. Public unhappiness was suppressed, but it did not vanish. This anger burst out in the freedom struggle of 1857. So by breaking down this revolt by the Britishers, they suppressed the unhappiness of the public or the people. So whatever the unhappiness was there in the people's mind, they suppressed that, but they couldn't able to vanish. Vanish means completely gone. So the Britishers, they cannot remove that completely from the people's mind. And that is why this anger of the people was burst into the freedom struggle of 1857. At various places, the rebellion took place against the British. So at the different places, the revolt against the British took place. The discontent in the minds of diverse classes blows out in the form of this struggle, and its outbreak was in the form of an armed rebellion. So the discontent means unhappiness or the sad in the minds of people, as they were not happy because of the Britishers. So the diverse means the different classes, blow out in the form of the struggle, as people were not happy with the British rule. So the different classes or the different class people, they blow out in the form of this struggle. or they rise in the form of struggle, and its outbreak was in the form of an armed rebellion. And when they rise in the form of struggle, that was outbreak in the form of armed rebellion. Now we are going to see the causes for the struggle of 1857. During pre-British period, there were many kingdoms in India. Whatever changes took place at the center never affect the village system. So, during pre means before Britishers, there were many kingdoms in India. Many kings were ruling in India, and whatever changes happened at the center were never affecting at the village system. The village system continued as it is. But the Britishers, they changed the prevalent system and tried to set up a new system. So, the Britishers, they tried to change the system which was earlier, and they tried to set up a new system. Looking at the changing nature of village system created a feeling of instability and insecurity in the minds of people. And because of all those changes happening in the nature of the village system, it creates the feeling of instability. It is not stable, and insecurity, not secure, or the not security in the minds of the people. The people were thinking that now we are no more secure or we are no more stable, and that feeling was rose in the minds of people. So that's all. In the next lecture we are going to see what are the main causes for the struggle of 1857.